Welcome back, everybody. All right. What is up? This is the New Year's episode. Um, I'm not gonna sit here and say or yell out, "Let's go, 2026." Like none of that. See, today is gonna be about just listen to this. Just listen to what I have to say because if we're being honest, yes, if we're being honest, the calendar flipping from 2025 to 2026, it doesn't actually fix anything. But because it's the same body, same habits you have, the same problems you create or cause or are trying to fix, and the same excuses. And the one way to get all those four things, your same body, same habits, same problems, and same excuses, is to actually do something about it and make some sort of difference. And I think people hate to hear that. Just hearing that 2025 was a roller coaster. Let's make 2026 better than it was in 2025 or the year before. Because everyone, everyone acts like, when January 1st comes around the corner, it's that reset button. It's that button you press to give yourself that grace to be like, hey, it's time to reset. What I did in 2025, reset it. It's 2026. It's a new year. It's like, if you think about it like in the universe perspective, it's like we just wipe away and start with a clean slate overnight. Once it hits midnight, boom. New you, new me, new you, like new me. Like we're just in that mindset of it's a new state, new year, I can do whatever I want. But no, that's not the case. Like come on. We're not joking, we're not fooling ourselves with anything like that. See, if you were inconsistent on December 31st, why am I saying December? Like you're probably going to be inconsistent on January 2nd. Let's be real. It's just the habits you create, and if you don't make a difference in those habits, they're going to stick around. They're going to linger. And that's not out of hate or like spite of like going like rooting against you. No, 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 no. It's just reality, like yes, it's December 31st and we're inconsistent. What's going to make the difference that we're not going to be inconsistent on January 2nd? That's all I'm trying to say. But this episode isn't about motivation. It's just about honesty and just let's get into it. But yes, before we go, welcome back to the JP podcast. I'm JP, your host, and again, I'm doing this podcast just to like get myself out there, just get myself, more comfortable with talking to people online. I see the comments, I see them, I see the emails. I know they're there, they're helpful. A lot of them have been helpful, and I would, would like just like channel, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or if you have any things you want to talk about or you want me to talk about, put them down. I'm more than welcome to talk about what you guys want to talk about. But now, let's get back into it. The New Year's episode, and here we go. Segment one, we have that saying. It's the saying of New Year, New Me. We all say it when it comes, the New Year, when December 31st happens and it's overnight and it's January 1st. We say, New Year, New Me. I think, though, the New Year, New Me saying is one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves. Because, like I said, if we're inconsistent, what's going to stop that inconsistency and be more consistent in what we're trying to get done, what we're trying to get better at? Because, yes, New Year, New Me, it sounds great. It sounds phenomenal. It sounds like, yes, you're going in the right track. It feels good. It feels amazing. Like, you're going to do things differently this time. And it gives you that permission to delay the change. But the hard truth is I don't want to, be a Debbie Downer or be someone that's negative right now, but it's that people don't actually want to change. They're they say they want to change. It's all talk, no bite, because they want to feel like they're about to, like they're that close, like toes are dipped into the toes are like dipped in, like one foot in, one foot out, and they are trying. They want to do it, but they don't actually want to change. And it's hard, it's a habit that a lot of us have. I have it too sometimes. I have it too. And it's, change is hard. It's, uncomfortable, but you got to be uncomfortable because comfortability is not going to help you. Because see, buying those big planners, buying, you know, things to get you in the right mindset for the new year, writing down your goals that you want to have, posting the story of, your new year, your goals, your plan, your mission of what you're trying to get done. But the truth is, real change, it's boring. It's behind the scenes stuff, behind the doors of what you're actually trying to do. Yes, you can see on your social media platforms that you're all good. New year. This is what I get done X, Y, and Z. And what's the real test is if you do it behind the scenes. Like yes, you can post once in a while of what your goal was, what your plan was, and see if you're getting to those checklists, those checkpoints. And if you are, perfect. If you're not, you got some work to do because it's quiet, it's lonely. It's like you're fighting your own battle. You can yes, like I always say in other episodes, it's okay to it's amazing to have a community, amazing to have friends, family that support you no matter what. But some things you got to do on your own to know you can do those things. Yes, it's okay to be alone in circumstances like this where you have like where you are literally trying to figure out what you're doing because not all of us are given a silver platter and everything given to us. Like we have to like fully hustle for what we're trying to get done or what we're trying to like explain or how the movement we're trying to create of like our branding of what we're trying to be, of what we're trying to like tell our followers or tell our people what it is we are doing. And that's just like how it is. It's either you're given everything or you truly have to accept that I'm not going to be given everything. The one way to get it is literally to keep my head down and just work and execute and just grind. Because, no one no one claps for you, waking up early, doing your laundry, doing, your bills, doing your gas, filling your gas tank if it's low, empty. All those like chores, like no one's clapping for you. Cuz no one cares when you say no to junk food on a random random weekday. No one really cares. Because you're not that important. Sorry, but I'm going to keep saying that. If you think you're important, you're really not. Like, come on. There's like a billion people in the world and you're just a speck. And if you think you're important, you're fooling yourself. Because, when we start to care more and more about what people think of us, or what people are saying behind your back, like it's it is what it is. It's gonna happen. You get haters. Like I have a bunch of hate comments, and it's it is what it is. It's okay because like it's showing that what I'm saying someone does not agree with, but I'm not going out there on my YouTube or my social media platforms and just bickering about I'm right, you're wrong. Like I want to hear everyone's side. Like my opinion is my opinion. My voice is my voice, and we might not have the same agreement, and I'd love to like have a discussion with that. But it's amazing to see all those comments, and I like at this point, like before, if I were to ever do this podcast, I would probably like freaking out of like, oh my gosh, I got hate comments of this podcast sucks. This podcast, get more facts, like get factual, get more research, and like all that. Like, yes, I know I'm not perfect. I know the stuff I say is, I do my own research, and then it's research that I see, and that I see fit that fits my brand, my personality. But I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. It's just the things I see is my own opinion, and you have your own. You have your own voice. I have my own voice, and now I don't care. Like I don't care if like someone on here says you suck. Like cool, great. Because in my head I'm like wow, whatever I said it really made that person mad or really made that person upset, and it is what it is. Because now I don't care. I shouldn't care because I'm not that important. And that's where most people fold if it's all that negativity of caring of what people think, caring of what like if it's homies, I kind of care more. Like I make sure if I'm wearing something weird or if I'm wearing a style, they tell me straight up if it's good or bad because those people I trust. If it's a random person, I could care less. I could wear my normal jeans, boots, cowboy hat, polo, perfect. And if someone says, "Why are you wearing that? You're an Asian with cowboy boots, cowboy hat, and a buckle." So be it. It's okay. That's if I wanna rock it, I'm gonna rock it. Segment two is gym talk, but let's be more real about what I'm talking about with the gym talk. So you already know how it goes. If you go to the gym, you know what I'm talking about. Is that you know December 31st, New Year's Eve. Gyms, some I don't know if wherever you go, but some gyms close earlier than others because like the holiday hours, whatever. But Wednesday, December 31st, you see your regulars. January 1st, you still see some regulars. Fast forward to January 2nd to the 5th. Like once January starts to happen, gyms are crowded. Parking lot is packed full. Machines, all of them are taken. There's lines for each machine of like, are you almost done with that, or can I hop in with you? Everyone is locked in. But for about 4 weeks, yes, I work at a gym. I'm a trainer, and not last year, but the year before, no, last year, yeah, last year, same thing. I know I was on a vacation for New Year's, so I didn't New Year's Eve, so I didn't see all the debacle of the chaos. But when I got back on January 5th, I saw some like non-regular members, and then mid February, no, like they're gone. Like new faces, all gone. The regulars still there. So I'm thinking, I'm not mad at it, like it's they set those expectations of I'm gonna come into the gym, and they try to come in the gym, but it's 4 weeks and they are falling off already. But everyone starts somewhere. Sometimes life gets ahead of us. It's busy. We start to make priorities for other things, and it is what it is. But the one difference though between the people who stay and the people who disappear in this case, it is there. It's the ego. The ego of whatever it is. The ones who disappear, those are the ones that go too hard too soon. They go too hard, they go too fast for the wrong reasons. See, they chase motivation instead of a routine. They are there for just to get the fast results in and out, and just oh my gosh, for a month has passed, I've not gained any muscle, and they quit. It's been shown. It's been proven. Like not from I haven't seen any like scientific base, but like as a trainer myself, I see that like newbies or the New Year's resolution gym members, they go too hard. They go out, like guns blazing of just like work, 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 go to failure, and they hope in 4 weeks that they're like Arnold Schwarzenegger or like some beefed up bodybuilder. I'm like, that's not how it works. Like you got to be on a routine. See, like you don't need like when I say routine, you don't need a crazy program. You don't need a crazy routine. You just gotta like find the time to go to to get to the gym and do your workout. If it's 45 minutes, if it's an hour, if it's an hour and a half, perfect. Just find your routine and not no crazy program. See, you just need to do reps. That's, what days you want to come. Track your weeks that you come, track your months, like all those things. If you track your reps of days, weeks, and months, it slowly builds up. Like the snowball effect starts to roll. The snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then that's when we start to be in that routine of, okay, things are working out in a more positive way and more hopeful way instead of false hope of I'm going to the gym for 4 weeks and I better look like this. Like, come on, let's be real. It ain't gonna happen unless like do other stuff. But it's the same with life. If we tend to do shortcuts, we tend to have the thought of getting there quicker, like a fast pass. But if we slow down and find a routine that we're trying to get to, that brushes everything else. The ego's out. The ego's out of the picture because you're actually there, you're actually focused, and you're actually trying to do better. The quiet progress. Yes. The quiet progress is greater than loud goals. Like I always say, keep it to yourself. Always keep it to yourself. Don't be flaunting your large goals or your loud goals to everybody. Like write a journal. Maybe show your close friends of what you want to get accomplished, and keep it that way. You don't need to be flaunting everything to everybody. Like I want to reach 2,000 followers, or I want to get to this by this time. Like it is. Yeah, cool. Those are big, 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 big goals. Start short and get to those goals with those short goals, and make those short goals be the same path as those long-term goals you're trying to get to. Because this year I'm not announcing anything. No big declarations. No dramatic speeches. Just I'm just gonna stack quiet wins. Build the steps little by little of just the goals I want to get. I'm gonna write down in my journal, and I'm just gonna check it every once in a while, see if I'm getting those, see if I'm reaching those marks, checkpoints. If I'm not, drawing board. Go back to the drawing board and figure out how I can get those spots. Like some, like I said last year, but I didn't do is like waking up when I said I would, not snoozing the alarm, not putting 12,000 alarms on my phone just to be sure like to wake up every minute. Training even when I don't feel motivated or even when I don't feel like it. Like as long as I get to the gym or as long as I go on a walk, as long as I get my body moving, getting it warm, you'll tend to feel a lot better if you don't go. And last, show up when no one's watching. You don't gotta be posting or recording your whole life. You can vlog yourself, yes, but show up for yourself when no one's watching. Like, do it no matter what. Don't be fake about it. Like, what you do on the camera is how you should be off the camera as well. If you know, you know. Because, discipline, it does not look all gold and sunshines online. Discipline, it's going to have those moments where, you feel sad, you feel depressed, you feel anxious, you feel overwhelmed, you feel overstimulated. It's like all those things. Like we have emotions for a reason, and we gotta hone those emotions of, yes, we might not be doing well. We might be on our lows of lows, but the discipline will be there. And honestly, if you need everyone to see it, it will crumble. I'm just saying. If you need everyone to see what you're doing, what you're creating, or what you're posting, like it's not built to last. It won't be built to last. It'll crumble. We got burnout and overthinking as segment 4. So I have learned this the hard way. It's, the burnt out doesn't come from doing too much. It comes from doing too much without direction. Like a story. So I used to detail cars and clean houses. The pay was great, the pay was amazing, like for what I did, like it's hard labor, like I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. Like cleaning houses, like you might think it's easy, it's not. Or detailing cars, it's not. Like it's pretty hands on. And like the pay was amazing. The pay was great for what I had, like making X amount of money a week, and you know, racking up the dollars. But at a point, I started to like I didn't have any passion for it. It was just a job. It's it is what it is. It's paying for me to get stuff, get equipment, get clothes, get shoes, get groceries, all that. But deep down, I was like thinking to myself, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? And I had a list, pros and cons of pros. The money's amazing. The money was great because tips plus on top of making a certain amount of money, and then the cons of where do I see myself in, like, do I see myself doing this for the rest of my life? And that's where it got to me. I like, don't get me wrong. It's like it was amazing. It was a good job. It was a good job, second job, because it taught me like to be more clean, to like be more aware, observant of what I'm doing and how I should roll. And it's been useful in my daily life. So I'll give him credit for that. The owner, like I'll give him credit. Like it's been useful. It's helped me out. But I kept saying to myself, do I see myself doing this more and more and more? And then fast forward, my buddy and I were talking about, like, cause we go to the gym a lot. We were like gym goers, like full on, like 6 days a week, Sundays off, and we were talking about like you should become trainers, like we do something we love, and that's when I was like, cleaning houses, yes, pay was great. Detailing cars, pay was great. Learn some new like useful skills if I ever want to like help people detail cars. I know how to now. But my true passion was training. Like I love training. Like going to the gym, being a personal trainer, like it's not like to me it's not work. It's actually like enjoyment of what I'm doing to help others, help my clients, help people feel better about themselves, and like, get their ego in check. And like we all start somewhere. Like I tell my clients, don't compare yourself to other people. Like your journey was their chapter 1. Where you're starting off, your chapter 1, it's going to be different in your chapter 20. Like if you compare yourself too soon, you're bound for failure. And I tell my clients, as long as the weight's going up, you're doing the right things. You're in the right step of the pathway we're trying to get to. And it's amazing because they have that like checked out now. Like they're doing good with that. But overthinking, it kills more progress than laziness ever will. Because sometimes the best moves is just post that video, post the content, go to the gym, get a workout in. If it's 30 minutes, it's 30 minutes. You're still moving. Say the thing you want to say, or just start messy. Just start whatever you want to do. Like if your brain's firing, start it. If you're baking a cake, start it. If you're talking to friends, keep talking. Because what really is more beneficial is momentum. Momentum beats every single time. It beats perfection because if we're in that mindset of it's got to be perfect, nothing's perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect in your eyes because you'll be thinking in the back of your head, "Oh my gosh, that's terrible," or "Oh my gosh, that's not good," and just roll with it. Post the drafts, post whatever. Like if it's a random thought, post it. Like it ain't gotta be perfect. Like authenticity is a thing. Like if you're gonna be authentic, people want to hear everything. Like the stutters, the oh my gosh, the everything. They just want to hear like you're not just like a perfect robot that is AI like Jarvis and just going at it of this is the lighting I want. This is everything. This is the X, Y, and Z. No, like don't be perfect. Perfect is overrated, and that might be a hot take for some people. Just post. Segment 5 is again faith and foundation. Faith and foundation. So this part's important to me now. It has been important, Like I say, I want to incorporate my faith more into my podcast, and here it is. But I don't want to come out to be like, I don't want it to come off being like preachy. It just, what I've realized is that if your foundation is shaky, no New Year resolutions or no New Year's goals will save you. Let me say that again. If your foundation is shaky, no New Year will save you. Because for me, faith. My faith is what keeps me grounded. See, when motivation fades, it reminds me I don't have to have everything figured out. I don't have to control everything. The control is not mine. It just, I have to be obedient to the next steps that, my Lord and Savior has for me. What God wants from me instead of, trying to force things that I want to get is not being obedient. I'm just want instead of let it be. And, just let God do his thing. He knows what's best. If you feel that feeling of, like he's taking someone away from you or he's taking, some certain things like making it more of a test than others, listen to those. Listen to it. It's him talking. It's whatever you believe in. For me, it's my Lord and Savior God and Jesus Christ. But anything else, like if you believe in a higher being of yourself, higher than yourself, trust it. Trust in it because it's telling you like for me, my gosh, that's probably has nothing to do with it. But like weather delays, New Year's, like for Christmas Eve, I was on a flight from Phoenix Sky Harbor to Burbank, and it just first of all, I hate the airports. I'm gonna say that right now. I hate the airports. Airports suck. So many people, but like my flight was at 9:10. Boarding was like at 9:40. Like that 30 minutes, whatever, of like time to get settled in, like get people off planes, put people on. And there was supposedly some weather delay in Burbank. Like it was pouring rain. Cause I was texting my parents of like this is where I'm at, like letting them know where I'm at. And 9:40 rolled by. The gate person, the service man was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like he was saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, if you're for the flight Burbank, Phoenix Sky Harbor to Burbank, California, has been delayed. It's raining, yada yada yada. We're gonna be delaying it to boarding time is now 8:50." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what is happening?" And 8:50 rolls by, and then it's like, gate serviceman's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Burbank flight has been canceled." And let alone right now, I hate airports. Airports suck. Too many people. It's so chaotic, and it was Christmas Eve too. So I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is even like more of like, holy cow, what is happening?" I'm like, "God, help me on another flight." I need to get there because like, text my parents, "Oh, flight got canceled," and then they're like, call my dad. Dad picks up, flight got canceled. They had me rebooked to Las Vegas to Burbank, but I'm like in my head I'm like, what the? Why would they? Why would that be the next rebooking? If all the Burbank flights got canceled, why would you send me to Vegas to then hopefully make it to Burbank if the Burbank flights were canceled because of weather delays? So I was like, I'm not doing that one. So I hung up the phone, went to like the Southwest Gate service reps of. I was polite, I was like, excuse me, ma'am, I need a flight to California. It doesn't have to be Burbank. It could be, Los Angeles, LAX. And they got me that flight. All right. LAX, I hate LAX so much. That airport is so bad. I got lost at that airport for a little bit, but I found my way. What I did is I followed other people from my flight, and they must have been to California more than me, and they know the route. So I was like, okay, perfect. Went to California, got off, LAX, you know, went to I think like whatever terminal there. I have no idea what terminal it was. I was just in the mode of get out of the airport, get to where I'm supposed to go. Take a flyaway charter bus to Van Nuys, and then I got picked up. But like, as I was thinking, is like, my gosh, tested right here. Like, I hate airports, and like, I like it was just a lot. I was like, oh my gosh, kids crying on the air like for an hour. My freaking AirPods were in my ears on the flight, and freaking these kids could not stop crying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening right now? Like they're testing me of like my patience of just keep your head down, keep your cool, and just let it be, and let them do their own thing. And I did, and but yeah, that was a crazy story. Sorry, we're off a rant, but yeah, it's just that the progress you have, it's not about control. It's about trust and consistency of what you want to get done. Trust in whatever higher being you believe in. I trust in my Lord and Savior, and I just got to be more consistent with it. Segment 6 is what am I actually doing this year? Right now, there's no crazy goals. Like it's December 30th right now. Before this is gonna come out later, but yeah, there's no goals, no crazy goals at least. Just train consistently, train for my next show. Create content without overthinking. Like if it's cringy, so what? I'm posting it. Speak honestly. Like I don't want to be fake. If I have something to say, I will say it. If I don't have anything to say, I won't say it. It's that easy. Uh, Protect my energy, protect my peace, and like just if it's not working, if it's not like meant to be, don't force it. And last but not least is I am is just be present with the people I love, people I care about, family, friends. You know who you guys are. Like I'm gonna be more present and just be in the moment of just I love you all, and that's it. That's really it. And if more comes from that, perfect, amazing. It's great. It's an endless like endless goals I want to get done. But it's if it doesn't, if nothing else comes, better, or even it's okay. It is what it is. Because if not, I'm still winning. Like if I stick to those things I said, perfect. We are on a W, and that's all I need. That's really all I need. But if you're listening to this around New Year's time, I just want to say don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for that Monday to come up, and don't wait for permission, Just start. Start wherever you're at, We all started somewhere. I started, as a scrawny 120 5'5" dude who is now 172 5'6", still short but like more muscle. I was skinny, now I'm muscular. And it didn't come overnight. It came with, staying with goals I wanted to have, staying consistent and disciplined. Of, yes, I had bad days, and it is what it is. But I still made time to go to the gym, go on walks, hang with friends, be there, be present of whatever it is. Because if you start where you are, you're still the same you. It's still the same year, but it's a different effort, you know? It's a different effort. But yes, I appreciate you being here, and we will talk soon. Again, Happy New Year's to all of you.